This is SANDCAST, beach volleyball with Bourne and Travis Mewhirter, brought to you, as always, by Wilson, which just dropped a new ball, and we got Kona. Everybody needs to have some beer for the holidays.
Sipping on a Kona brew.
We're sipping on a Kona brew. And we got Monster because everybody needs to get jazzed.
For
the holidays.
Let's go.
Stay jazzed, ladies and gentlemen.
Staying jazzed with us tonight is Kelly Reeves, the jazz queen.
What's up? Oh my gosh, I'm so happy to be here. I just had a coffee, so like the energy is just kicking.
Love it.
I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, you guys, you've kept the high morale and good vibes from Doha all the way through.
Oh, always. It was such a fun trip. Like, we still talk about it today, but yeah, I mean, Doha was so fun.
Yeah,
always jazz.
We had Carissa and Chris Cook and Allie Wheeler on earlier, but you were my reporter over in Doha.
Yeah.
I legitimately used like your Instagram videos for stories that I was writing from Doha.
Yeah,
you were great. So huge thanks to you for doing that.
Of course, you're a really good writer. I mean,
Thanks.
it was so funny because we were just like, we're so far away. We got to tell people like what's going on.
Yeah.
Because the McKibbins, they have their vlog, and we're not as like, you know, professional with the video. So I just whipped out my phone and got on Instagram, and we had our own post-game interview, went around the horn, and it was just super fun. And then you put it in an article, so it was great.
I mean, anytime that Katie Spieler's running hot routes, you have to write about it. It's
For
it's a
sure.
rule.
She literally called it during a match, and I looked at her, and I was like, what? What is a hot route? So then I asked her, I'm like, what is this? And she explained. I'm like, snow volley. Got it.
Yeah.
She just runs somewhere and you set her wherever she goes?
Yeah,
What is this hot route?
For us, because it came out of the snow volleyball playbook.
Mm-hmm.
So for us, a hot route was a shoot to the pin.
Got it.
Yeah.
Like
and
a
then-
football audible.
Right, so we would warm up. During snow volleyball, we didn't actually warm up with a volleyball. We would play football before. So, and, you know, Zahn would
Super
just yell,
serious.
and he'd just yell hot
Yeah.
route.
Right.
You know, like in Wedding Crashers.
Right.
And so we would just, even if we weren't running a shoot, we would just yell hot route.
Oh my God.
Makes perfect sense
We took
now.
it very, very seriously.
Yeah.
You wonder why USA isn't sending snowball teams anymore.
Are they
Katie?
not? Is that a thing?
I don't know. Well, the guys, I don't know if they're sending the guys teams because they haven't really performed. Because Madison, Riley, and Troy paid their own way to the first couple, and not on USA's dime.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then but the girls are performing. Yes.
Yeah.
You guys medal in every weird event. Like you
Honestly.
jumped in for fours, and you guys.
I'm so happy.
Champs.
Yeah, I'm so happy we were a part of that because, I mean, I haven't been on a team like that in so long. Like coming from indoor, it was so
Right.
long ago, and then we were we had so much fun. So it was nice to kind of have that dynamic again.
Yeah.
And we just rocked it. It was so fun.
Yeah.
And I'm very grateful that we got to be a part of that.
I didn't even think about the team aspect of it, which as like a former indoor player, like that had to be super fun for you. And like all of you guys played indoor.
Yeah, so it was I actually ended up watching film of like indoor. I'm like, all right, we gotta go like back and like see how we work and all this stuff. But just the team dynamic, I've loved that and I've kind of missed that. So to have, you know, our women's team there and then our men's team, it was just such a fun group. I just had so much fun all the way through.
Yeah.
It was a long trip though, like 10 days, it was a lot.
Yeah.
So by day 10, we were just like, let's leave.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
So.
Especially when you're that far away.
Yeah, it was the travel was pretty intense, like a 16-hour flight, and then you're just zapped into the heat. And I remember just like the first practice, I was like just drenched. I'm like, this is so gross. But we eventually, like, luckily we had night matches, which was very nice.
And cool atmosphere too.
Oh my gosh, so cool. Like I remember one of our matches, like the sun was setting, it was like rosy pink.
Yeah.
I was like, are you kidding me right now? Like, this is so cool.
That's the best. Like a warm night match.
Yeah.
At sunset, that's like ideal beach volleying time.
It was so exciting because like indoor, that's what we played, night matches, and to do that for the 4-man, oh my gosh, we rocked it. It was so
Had you
fun.
not played any night beach matches?
I've played in
until
a
that point?
couple.
Like stadium court at night? That's the best.
I'm trying to think, what were a couple?
Did you get any in La Paz?
A couple in La Paz, yeah, that was super fun. So that was 2018, and then I remember in Chicago, AVP. We were playing under the lights. Well, not really. It was like pitch black, dark, and like they didn't have
really?
lights. So it was like, oh gosh, couldn't see a thing. And then the backdrop was black, so it was just super hard to kind of navigate. But night matches, I'm a big fan.
There can't be a sport, or at least like a ball sport, that is played in so many different environments. Like I'm thinking, like while we're saying this, I'm like, oh, I love night matches, like big crowd. still wins, and then I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, but then those matches where like just rained and it's super still, but you know the sand's compact and whatever, and then you're like, oh, but then like what about those really hot matches where everyone's just dying and it's just who can last the longest?
Yeah.
And there's like wind matches,
Yeah.
and there's no light matches. There's night matches with lights in the stadium, or like outside with no lights, and it's like a complete joke.
Yeah.
And they're all like our job.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy how you have to adjust to that
I
many
think
things.
football is one of the few, because they play in pretty much anything. They play in like snow. Well, I guess we do play in snow now.
You play in snow now?
But yeah, football they play in all kinds of weather.
Right, but
Tennis,
their
it drizzles,
field.
And they're like, no, it's just slippery.
I guess their field kind of can change too. Like you play in a baseball stadium or whatever,
Right.
but it's not like
Oh yeah, I didn't think about
It's not
like,
quite as
the
much
actual
as-
like surface changing.
Plus, like in our sport, the ball's light and in the air at all times.
Yeah,
Like we touch it for a split second,
Right.
so like I think it affects our game
yeah,
much
bit.
more than
Yeah.
that. Like the way that you play, the style that you play. I don't know if teams game plan as much for like, oh, it's windy in football. Plus, you're in a stadium,
yeah.
Right.
so no, we have it harder, Travis.
I think AVP.
Since we're all volleyball players
Is
here.
Austin the only AVP stop that they do
Do they
night
have lights?
matches?
With a qualifier, yeah.
AVP.
New
Well,
York?
it's-
Do
I
they
think
do
it's-
night matches in New York?
I can't believe we
Then
don't
they
do it here in
qualify?
Cali. Like people would love that. Come down at night
I
for the
know.
Manhattan Open.
That'd be
Go watch
sick.
the finals.
Yeah.
Packed.
Let's pitch it. Let's
I think
try
the
and
city.
Get night matches.
I think it's the city's.
Yeah. To put up
problem.
lights, I'm sure is expensive.
The greatest beach volleyball place on earth here in South Bay, but the cities are just not on board.
Yeah.
Not into it.
I wonder, it had to have been like kind of a fight for them, because like AVP Hermosa next year is during the Olympics.
Right.
And I'm sure that the AVP probably did everything they could to move it. But I guess Hermosa, probably would just
I
like,
think,
wasn't
yeah,
happy.
permits. It's just like, this is the date. We're not
Yeah.
moving. Like, this is what you get.
yeah.
I'm sure.
Have you guys played in Cincinnati in the tennis stadium?
I was there once. Yeah, I did the qualifier.
Was that the FIVB one?
Yeah, it
Where
was
a
FIVB,
hybrid?
but then AVP was running it. It was so cold.
So we had some good
Really?
night matches there.
Crazy, yeah.
We had some great night matches. Every year, actually, we were in Cincinnati until like that last year.
Right.
In that like legit tennis stadium where like they have Federer and them come in for the Cincinnati Open. But that was a sick one. Playing at night there,
Playing it
because
nice,
the
fun.
tennis stadiums are like ideal for beach volleyball,
Yeah.
where it's like a medium-sized stadium but still intimate.
Right.
Those are just the best
Yeah.
matches.
That would be fun.
Yeah.
Mexico, we just had some really cool night matches too, and the fans were legit.
Mexican fans are awesome.
They were legit.
You mentioned La Paz earlier.
La Paz was well, we played in Chetumal last year.
Oh, yeah.
And the night matches, it was so fun. Like the DJ was unreal.
Yep,
The
on
crowd
point.
just gets into it. Yeah, I think the atmosphere, I love it. I mean, I wish I could play in it more, but yeah.
I feel like the Mexicans kind of cheered for the U.S. more than it. Like I felt like we had a little bit of a home field advantage. Like
Yeah.
maybe they related to us because we're close and we're like
Right.
North America, rather than like, oh, we're not going to cheer for the Netherlands. Like I don't even know where the hell that is. Somewhere over there.
Sounds cold.
Yeah, sounds cool.
I feel after a while they just start cheering like
they-
after every
they're
rally.
just really
They're
good fans.
yeah.
But I noticed because most of the places we go around the world, it's like probably going to cheer against the U.S.
Yeah.
a lot of places, especially like Europe,
Right.
And I thought it was great. Chetumal.
Did your Doha experience, did that inspire you to get back on the world tour? Because I know you played a fair amount of FIVB with Brittany.
Yeah.
And then kind of picked and popped around a couple different partners.
Right.
So have you looked at maybe doing some more international stuff? Or
Yeah, that's kind of in the plan, the big
Okay.
picture. I mean, obviously, it just takes time to get on into a tournament with so many teams above, and everyone's kind of chasing for 2020. So I kind of know where I stand. I'm kind of on the lower totem pole, but like, know your role. Like, I totally understand that. Like, that was kind of like a common theme in Doha. Like, know your role, but like, seriously, you have to like know your role and like. Just keep bettering that. But yeah, FIVB is the plan for 2020 and just kind of building for the next quad.
yeah.
Love
So
it.
we'll see.
Yeah, you should still have a fair amount of points, right? Because it wasn't that long.
Yeah,
ago.
but I
Didn't
think
Brittany
I'm
have,
losing
4-star
them.
quotas?
So, I mean, I don't know. I'll have to check. But
365 days. You lose
right.
them.
So I think I might be dropping some. But either way, the plan is to get back on the world tour, climb the ranks, and just start building from there.
Have you
Okay.
checked out the schedule yet?
Yeah, kind of looked at it here and there. So there's one that I have my eye on, the 2-star
Cambodia?
Cambodia, there it is, yeah.
When is that one? February?
Early February. They just switched the dates up, but
got it.
got to start in the 2s and then work your way up.
Yeah.
So
that's where I'm at.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's just kind of the way it happens. It's hard to break through, from what I've heard.
Especially on your side. Holy
it's
cow.
so competitive.
Yeah, that's so
I mean,
true.
I'd rather have it competitive, because like we're all pushing each other, and I mean, it's inspiring too in a way.
Yeah.
So
the higher ball you play overseas, the more you're gonna come back prepared, for the AVPs. I always notice that. Like, the more I'm like full time on the FIVB, the more I come back to AVPs and getting top 3s, like guaranteed.
Yeah.
At one point.
And that's kind of like the goal. Like, I was talking to a couple athletes, and like, I'm sure you've done this, like, you're on the road for 6 to 7 weeks. Like, what is that like? I have no idea. Mm-hmm. Doha was like kind of a little taste in like 10 days. Whoa, that was a lot. Kind of got rocked on my way home. I got pretty sick, but I mean, that's like the next step. So just trying to like prepare for that in every way, shape, or form, and putting yourself in those type of situations. I mean, obviously, I want to be prepared for that, but sometimes you can't really prepare. You just gotta roll with the punches.
Yeah.
So,
and then you learn from experience.
Yeah.
Too. It's like today we're doing our team planning or whatever, and our coach Jose has our calendar from last year out. I'm like, what? Right. We're gonna review all of last year, and we literally reviewed every practice, every tournament, every day of the whole last season, because he wanted to see how we played after training or after resting or after playing in a tournament. Like, how did we come back the next week? Right. And so we like noticed trends from that, and he's like, look at all this information we have. I never thought of that.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So like,
I mean, that's an advantage though. Like, you see what you did on the year, and then it's like, okay, like a year from now, where was I here, and then how can I be better? Like, that's so smart.
So you'll see, like,
I'm gonna take notes.
Take it.
Thanks for the
a lot of the Olympic teams will. Before there'll be like a big event, usually there's like a Grand Slam, or there used to be Grand Slams, or like a 5-star or something close to the Olympics, and you'll see some teams will take it off versus other teams that want to be, that think they'll play better because they're coming off of a big tournament and going in, rather than because they don't think they play as well coming off of rest. Right. They play better coming off of like another big tournament or something, Whereas like we might, since we saw the trends last year, we might want to take that one off. Right. Knowing that we play better coming off of rest.
Well, now you have like experience. You can kind of know what your body needs. It's all like trial and error. You just learn from it, which is like what I'm trying to like prep for. But it's hard to prepare. Like you never know.
You don't have any data. You don't have any like information.
You
have to go like throw it out there and see what sticks.
You have to go put yourself into those environments in a country quota far, and just like you have to just go do it.
Yeah. So. Like there's no manual for how to go from Itapema to Xinjiang to Singapore to, wherever in the world you're going, Germany, and then go back home for an AVP, but you're not really going home because you're going to New York, and then you pop back out overseas, and you just got to do it.
It's
figure it out.
Yeah. So that's kind of like, I mean, I can't imagine what it's like, but that's something I want to like eventually work towards, and that'll be just like, I'm sure it's grueling, but like, have fun.
You want to experience the shit show.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
It
makes you tougher,
but I really want to do
it. Right?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Totally.
You are, I don't know if Sponsel texted you too, but you are on a billboard in Qingzhou, China.
Whoa.
I saw that. She tagged me, and I was stoked. I was like, made it in China. Let's go.
Where's my residuals?
Got my 10-year last year, so I'll be at all the China events coming this 2020. Famous.
It was hilarious because Sarah thought that she was you. So, because we were walking to dinner, and there's this huge billboard on this corner. And Sarah's like, that's a picture of me. And as we're getting closer, we're like, no, that's definitely Brittany Howard, covering. And she was like, oh my God, I'm Kelly Reeves.
Oh, wow.
What? That's Kelly Reeves.
I'm Kelly Reeves.
Oh,
she thought that the person hitting the shot was her, and then it ended up being Kelly. So
shout out Sponsel, thanks for the tag. I appreciate it. No, when I saw that, I was like dying laughing. I was like, unreal.
Was it promoting the event?
I think so, because...
Or is it just like you're just there, you're just in the city?
It was obviously a live, it was like an action shot of me hitting high line, and then Yeah, probably promoting for the 3-star.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what it actually said.
I was thinking you're just on billboards everywhere out there.
Dude, yeah, that is awesome. I told her, I was like, bring it home for me, please. I'll hang it up in my room.
Rip that thing down.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Life size.
It was huge, too.
Was it?
Oh yeah, massive.
She should have brought it home. I would have totally hung it up and be my shrine. Oh my
So
God.
you are out there with your note.
Yes, in China, Kinzhao.
Yeah.
Perfect. The plan is to get back there eventually, so
Yeah.
we'll see. I'll have to thank the promoter. I have to bribe him for it. Hey, can I have that billboard? Thanks.
Just roll it up and throw it in my suitcase.
Yeah.
That'll totally fit.
Oh my gosh.
But is the plan to go with Therese? Have you guys worked that out?
Yeah, I think we're gonna give it a go. See how
Awesome.
that goes.
You guys had an awesome couple events together.
Yeah, I mean Manhattan was sick.
Yeah, that was a wild ride.
That was our first tournament together. Didn't really know. We had maybe 6 practice together, and we just kind of went in, and the mindset was just let's just play, keep it simple, and have fun, and took third.
Just honeymooned it.
Yeah. Honestly, but it's funny looking back to that tournament, it's the granddaddy of them all. It's the Wimbledon, that's the tournament you live for, dream for, and our road was pretty tough. We had some gnarly matches, but they were so fun. Oh my gosh! At one point, I think it was our match against April and Alex on Stadium, and I just stopped for a moment and looked around, and I was just like, "This is sick. I'm here." You're on the biggest stage probably possible anywhere, and it was just, I had to just soak up the moment. I was like, "This is so awesome."
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's such a cool mindset to have, because I feel like a lot of people could look at it after that and kind of have a lot of maybe regret for losing, but you guys lost to only April and Alex and Mel and Pavin, right? 2 teams in the final.
I mean, yeah, and Olympic teams, yeah. So I remember it was just so surreal, playing against the top teams in the world. It's what? This is awesome.
Right.
Yeah.
What a fun experience, and obviously we lost to both of those teams, but you learn a ton from that. And I give Alex a couple I give her a little shit because I got absolutely just roofed on match point against them. And I was either way, I was going in I'm going to go in and just crank it and see what happens.
I love it.
And there's a photo, she just turned her hand because I was going line, and she just was dink, and just stole it. I was you couldn't give me just one, come on. So it's pretty funny, but I mean, I respect both those teams, and it's elite volleyball, high level, and that's what you want.
Yeah.
And that's how you get better, and you just learn from that, so. It's fun.
That's the World Championship final right there.
Oh, hopefully, maybe.
That was. Those 2 teams, I mean.
Oh,
played each other in
yeah.
the World Championship final.
Yeah.
The same year that you played both of them.
Yeah, it's gnarly. That's a...
Manhattan.
Yeah.
It's a gnarly...
fun tournament.
Yeah, so that was a fun one. And then, our off-season's been a little, it's been off-season. We're just in the gym more so, not really doing too much in the sand, but I'm in the gym Monday through Friday.
Nice.
So... been lifting a ton, just kind of getting the body right for 2020 and getting stronger.
What's your workout regimen look like? What do you do in the gym? I'm always so curious what beach players do, because I kind of get in there, I'm squats, I guess.
This guy didn't know what a training room was.
A training room? Oh my gosh.
So I'm about to go into the training room, what do I ask for? I'm usually just the flush. He's ooh, what's that?
What is that? What is a flush?
That sounds nice.
A little just a deep tissue, a little massage.
If something hurts, tell them it hurts. He's
oh my gosh.
This is exciting.
Yeah. I guess for me right now, I met with Christian, who is the USA trainer, and we just sat down. I was this is what I want to do. And I'm entering my 3rd program right now. So I've been taking a lot of time of doing mobility, kind of just kind of self-care with the body, a lot of stretching. I mean, I was talking to M. Day about it today. My workouts take 3 hours.
Yeah.
But that's from start to finish, with my stretching before, mobility. That takes 35 minutes.
Yeah.
I mean, I could easily just get in there and crank it out, but I'm taking my time and really being aware of my body and just trying to strengthen those little muscles. And then my lift takes about an hour and 15, and then conditioning's 20. So it's gnarly.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Sounds tough.
It is, but I think this is, I had a little more leisure time as far as my off season started a little earlier. So I was instead of taking so much time off, I met with Christian. I was I want to tackle this the right way. What does this look like? And we just kind of went phase 1, phase 2. We're kind of entering phase 3. And then once January picks up, we'll kind of be in the sand more so and just kind of ramp it up. But I live in the gym. Like, that is my favorite place to go to.
That's awesome.
So it's been fun. The vibe has been really good. And, I mean, Christian's awesome. Yeah. He has a funny nickname for me, so that's kind of funny. He calls me Revo.
Okay.
Revo.
Yeah, like every time I come into the gym, he just like belts it out, and it just always puts a smile on my face, and it's just like, all right, let's get to work. Kind of sets the tone. I love it. It's super fun.
He's a happy-go-lucky weight coach for sure.
Yeah, you work out with him a little bit from time to time.
We had him on the, like, this is his first year, and I think his first event he came to was the World Championships. And he was just screaming the whole time, like a weight coach. You know how they scream in your face, like, "Come on, everything you got!" Like, we're just not used to this. Like, whoa, dude! Like, you just jumped on the team,
yes,
just screaming every match, USA. And when I'm lifting, like, I'll be like on the bike, and like it's cardio, so it's supposed to be tough. But he's like standing next to you in your ear, like, screaming at you. Like, dude.
Getting jazzed.
Yeah,
dude, he is like way jazzed. You have to get him on the podcast. Like,
and it's just techno in there all day.
Oh, he is a ball of energy. Yeah. Like, I don't feel like he ever has a bad day. Like, he's just always smiling, just having fun, and like, he just makes coming to the gym so fun.
Yeah.
It's such a
great
get him
environment. On. I've mentioned it to him. He'll be on soon enough.
Yeah, he's such a good dude. I like him.
Yeah. I love people like that.
Good addition.
Just like, every time I'm around you, it's just, my life is better.
Yeah, and like, he just like, I mean, we chat, and like, he does a really good job of just like managing the gym, and like, his workouts are great, and like, the cool thing with Christian and I is like, or what we've been working on the off season is like, we talk about our workouts and our movements, and we make it, you know, whatever I'm doing in the gym, like, is this, you know, correlating to the sand? And like, we always just check in. And then if I'm like not feeling 100, he was like, don't push it. Like, you know, we want to, like, longevity is kind of like our key right now. And I'm like, yes, love it.
Yeah.
So, and then conditioning, it's just balls to the wall. Like, we just go.
Yeah, he loves his conditioning.
He loves, like, I got on the assault bike today. That thing just wrecks you, but I love it.
I wonder why, like, what is it about the assault bike that just like crushes you more than like a normal bike?
Because your arms are going, right?
It's just, it's full body, like arms and legs, and you just go till fatigue.
It's upper body and lower body biking, and like he's in your ear screaming at you, so you can't.
Go. And you're just kind of like, I'm going as fast as I can.
He puts a heart rate monitor on, right?
Yeah.
So he's staring at the heart rate, and he's not worrying about like what you can do. He's like, your heart rate's not high enough. I'm like, I feel like it's really high.
It does like 215 beats.
Yeah, it's gnarly.
All right, we're going to pause here and take a quick second to acknowledge our lovely sponsors.
Support for SANDCAST comes from a new sponsor, Manscaped, who is the best in men's below-the-belt grooming. Manscaped offers precision-engineered tools for your family jewels, which in beach volleyball is a well-groomed sport. You want to be looking good out there, which is why our code for 20% off is look good, play good. And you also want Manscaped because everyone knows or probably knows a guy who has had a troubling Manscaped story. I had a buddy in my fraternity who used scissors down there, and it just doesn't work all that well all the time, and that's why you have Manscaped here to help you out. It's redesigned the electric trimmer. Their Lawnmower 2.0 has proprietary skin-safe technology, so this trimmer won't nick or snag your nuts. You don't need that in your life. Trust me. Manscaping accents are finally a thing of the past. Try?
Well, and don't use the same trimmer on your face as you're using on your balls. That's just nasty. Manscaped also has the Crop Preserver, an anti-chafing ball deodorant and moisturizer. You're already using deodorant on your armpits. Why are you not using deodorant on the smelliest part of your body? Go ahead and get 20% off plus free shipping with the code LookGoodPlayGood at manscaped.com. Always use the right tools for the job, ladies and gentlemen. Your balls will thank you.
So that is 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com, and use the code LookGoodPlayGood today.
Speaking of balls, Travis, Wilson just came out with a new ball. That's the new Optics ball with the OPTX technology. It's definitely been my favorite ball since I was a kid. I used to play with Wilson back at the Outrigger Canoe Club, as everyone's heard many times over the podcast. And honestly, the Wilson's the best ball in the world. If you talk to any of the athletes, the Americans, they all want to be playing with the Wilson. There's a reason that those are the balls you're seeing out on the beaches, whether it's California or Florida or somewhere in between. The Wilson ball is the go-to, and now there's a completely different look that is built to make you perform better, to see the ball better, but it's the same feel. So go to wilson.com, get yourself a new ball, because if you don't have a new ball, then you're just that guy on the beach or girl. And use promo code WilsonSand to get your discount today. I'd like to take this moment to let all of you know about Firefly Recovery, something that I take on the road with me when I'm traveling. I usually use it on the plane because you know how your legs get all swollen when you're traveling across the world. Is a way for us to recover faster with increased blood flow. There's these knee straps and they have these nerve stimulators on them, and basically it helps you recover. And you'll see a lot of beach volleyball players wearing them. And you need to get yourself a pair today at fireflyrecovery.com. All right, everybody, now it's time for your Pacific Coast Wealth Management Olympic update. It's been quite a grind in this 2019 season, and the season is finally over, so we are officially in the off-season. The top American team is Taylor Crabb and Jake Gibb, and they're in the 8th spot in the world. Bourne, yours truly, and Trevor Crabb are in the 10th spot. Meanwhile, Philip Dahlhauser and Nick Lucena are in the 17th spot, still looking to fill 2 more finishes to get there, 12. And then on the women's side, April Ross, as always, is in the 2nd spot with Alex Kleinman. They've been dominating this year. But in the 5th spot, Carrie Walsh-Jennings and Brooke Sweat. In the 6th spot, Sarah Sponsel and Kelly Clays. Yes, the American women are absolutely stacked. And in the 7th spot, Kelly Larson and Emily Stockman. It is going to be an insane qualification year in 2020. We're all looking forward to it. Hopefully, Bourne and Crabb are there. Aloha. And now back to the show.
It's Theo and I are in there, and we were conditioning today. When he was off, he would cheer me on, and then when I was off, I'd cheer him on. So it's kind of cool. There's kind of a cool culture that's going on in the gym, and I love it. I mean, it's so fun.
I think especially in our sport, one of the most important things is having your weight coach teach you what you're doing, because he's not on the road with you. He comes to the big event, whatever USA can send him to, but he's 90% of the time he's not going to be in the weight room with you during the season. Right. So you have to understand why you're doing things and how it's going to translate to your game and how it's going to affect you physically, whatever, injury, in terms of injury prevention and all that. So keep asking questions and for sure, you've created a good rapport with him, but right. When I have a new weight coach, I'm pretty no. I'm not, or why? Everything. I'm just
You're
why?
Questioning him.
Sure, yeah. You got to question, I think. Yeah. Until you gain that trust, which you guys have.
Yeah, and we dissect every little movement to a T, and I'm learning as I'm lifting. It's not just some of the movements I'm why are we doing this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this helping me on defense in my base position for my swing or whatnot? And it's just every little thing. I mean, it's not we're just going in there and pumping iron.
Right.
It's just a little different. We're just being very mindful of the exercises that we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's just, for me, it's kind of longevity has been a kind of a key word for my off season, I guess, training.
Yeah.
Because eventually, if when I want to work up to, can I last on the road 6 to 7 weeks or however many at a time? Can I go from tournament to tournament?
20 events in a year.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the route that I want to take, so I want to be prepared the best way that I can. So that's why I didn't really take a lot of time off. I think I took maybe a week off, and then I talked to Christian, I'm ready to go. Let's push. So it's phase 3. Today was day 1.
Nice.
I got wrecked, so super fun.
Is there do you have a favorite lift, or when you go into the gym you're I want to do that? Because for me it's the trap bar. I love the trap bar.
Yeah.
I don't know if you have one that you just like.
It's what do we do? The new thing in there is the squat belt machine. It's this assisted squat machine where you go down, hold, eccentric motion. You have to hold for 4 seconds and then explode
that
up.
one's gnarly.
It's gnarly.
Even the wheel thing that he has.
Yeah, I haven't done the wheel. I don't know what the name of that machine is, but Alex was in there doing it.
It's intense. I did it with him.
It's gnarly. It looks intense.
basically the harder you pull up, the faster that the wheel spins and pulls your belt straight down.
Okay.
So like you squat hard and then it's yanking you down, and you're trying to like slow that yank down, and then you gotta push back up, and it's measuring how hard, how many the wattage of it.
Okay.
So you're like trying to get that number up, but the harder you go, the harder it pulls you back.
But like the harder you work, like the harder you have to work.
Right. To slow it down and like not let it like drop you. Yeah, like
I haven't
and then
done
he's
that
screaming and then he's screaming in your ear again.
It's like I'm just trying to find the rhythm, like oh my gosh, that looks intense. But as far as like what exercises, I love everything. I mean, I love anything with a med ball. So that was incorporated in my new whatever program. I love the hex bar squat. So instead of just like pulling up the weight, it's holding the weight in your loaded position for a 4 count. And then exploding up.
That's tough.
So that you are forced to work on your breathing, which is something that I've implemented into my workouts as well. Like inhale through your nose, exhale through your nose, and just like learning to calm your heart rate down. Because then think about like when you're in a rally, like those long rallies, like you are gassed and you're just like, oh my God, do I need a medical?
Right.
Like Norman's talking about I need to like take a medical, or just like you do the long walk around and try and stall time.
Wipe your glasses.
So wipe your glasses. But I think the breathing has been huge for me. And like even in the conditioning, like on the salt bike, like I'm just breathing. I think sometimes people think like when I'm hunched over, just like what is happening?
Yeah.
I'm breathing, I'm not dead. But yeah, I mean, we do a bunch of fun things in the gym, so it's fun. Christian does a good job, and I tell him just like whatever you think is gonna help me to break through and like get over that hump and make me better. Like I'm all for it. I'm all game. Yeah,
I feel like this is a good off season for you to take like a little bit longer of one, because if you're starting in February.
Right.
Events don't stop till end of September now. So
right. So some of those teams above that are higher up, I mean, they have the luxury of not starting until, is it March?
And for the women, even a little bit later, because women can't go to
Doha. Oh, yeah. So it's like March 15th or something? 20th for them? In
whatever your second event
Cancun.
Yeah.
And that's just Cancun.
Right.
It's a direct flight.
Yeah. So I just got on the 8 ball a little quicker. And I mean, I enjoy it though. It's just... I can't sit for too long. Like I said, like jazzed. Yeah.
Like, did I mention that I'm jazzed?
I'm so jazzed. I had a coffee right before this, so it is definitely kicking in like right now. Shout out Katie Spieler, she'll know. And all the Doha squad. Oh my gosh, too funny. But yeah, I mean, the gym, I'm in there Monday through Friday. Not just lifting, but I go there to stretch. I go there to do rehab. I'm just trying to like take the next step or just any edge I can get.
But it's important, like, you enjoy it, right? Yeah. So it's not like the off season, like you're grinding away and like doing the hard stuff. Like this is the fun stuff for us. We get to sleep at home, get to do what we love, like push ourselves and get better and learn and whatnot. But you're not playing volleyball either. So well, are you? I don't know.
Well, a little bit. So our Doha group. So every Tuesday we have a group text, and Tuesdays is our day of like, are we playing threes? Are we playing fours?
So we're playing for fun.
We're playing for fun. I mean, we're not like...
This keeps coming up. It's like a sign, like I need to play for fun more.
It's so fun. So when we're all there, we play fours, and then other times obviously the holidays are coming up, people are traveling, they're not here. We'll play threes, which is super fun because that's the snow volleyball, which I'm like so intrigued. I would love to go do one. That sounds so fun. Yeah. So and then we do 1-on-1. We did that the other day.
1-on-1 is my favorite one.
Yeah, it was fun. Short court, no jump.
3 touches.
3 touches with the 1-on-1. But
short court, long. Yeah, me and Travis did that.
Yeah.
It's like
we did it one-handed
endurance.
too.
Oh yeah, that's when I was left-handed. That's right. Yeah.
It's good for just ball control, hand-eye coordination. It just keeps it like loose and fun, and we're just laughing half the time and just like cracking jokes, and it's a good way for us to just stay connected and just like meet up and kind of just keep it light during the off season. Nothing too grueling, because I mean obviously once we start, it's gonna be a grind.
Just nonstop.
Yeah, I mean that's part of our sport. Yeah. It's part of any sport, I think.
Fun part.
Yeah. You gotta learn to love the grind. Yeah. There are highs and lows.
This year for you was a little bit different, I feel like, than the past years, because you started with Brittany, and then you played a couple events with Kim, or just one, and then you had a funny little partner swap because Therese and Irene were playing together, and then you and Kim were playing together, and then Kim and Irene partnered up, and you're like, all right, well, Therese. So how did that come about?
Yeah, so obviously this summer it was a good learning experience, just because the first time like I was kind of figuring things out on my end, just with different partners, and all of my partners, they were great, loved them, and I think I was just kind of looking around a little bit, and like international's been something that I really want to do, and I just kind of texted Therese, and I was like, hey, what are you doing? Like from Manhattan, just kind of wanted to see, and we just kind of had a conversation, and then we just stepped in the sand, and then, we had a really good finish, and then we went to Chicago. Didn't have a great finish there, but there's something there, and I wanted to kind of explore that, and then as soon as we can get on the World Tour, kind of see what that looks like and just kind of go there. Yeah. But I think this summer it was a very good learning experience for sure. All positive, though. Yeah. And just kind of finding myself as a player, as a being, both on and off the court, and it's been challenging at times, but that's just part of life and growth. It's not easy. It's hard. There are lows. Like, kind of went through some lows a little bit, and you learn. And I mean, nothing like too crazy, but you just kind of like look in the mirror and just kind of self-reflect. Like, is this like what I want to do? Like, am I doing the right thing? Like, I'm like just spending so much money. Like, oh my God, my bank account is just like, what is happening? Like, so like I spend so much on flights, and it's just crazy. But I think it's one of those things where it's like, you have to just trust it and like really believe in it. And like, there's been moments where you kind of like self-doubt a little, and it's just like, oh, you question it. But I know that like every time I step foot on the sand and I put the antennas up, that's like what I always do. And it's just like, I love being here. Yeah. Like, that's my moment of like before practice of like setting up the antenna, and it's just like, this is where I'm supposed to be. Yeah.
If you enjoy setting up the antenna, I think you're in the right spot.
Yeah, like people overlook that. Like, I always set the antennas up, and like that's just kind of something that I just enjoy. It's like part of my practice routine or whatever, and I just look around at the bay, and it's just like, wow. Yeah. Life's pretty good. Yeah. I mean, granted the bank account, but like, I love volleyball.
It's just a number.
Yeah, it's just a number, and
you
like,
never even see the cash. It's just it's just this number that goes back and forth.
Yeah, but I
sometimes
think
just back. But.
It's just one of those things where, and I was thinking about this today actually. I just love volleyball. Like, I love playing and I love competing. I love the people. I love all the athletes that are in the sport. Like, there are some amazing people in our sport. Yeah. And like, I mean, I like to chat them up in the gym, or sometimes in the player tent it can be an interesting vibe in there. But I always make an effort to like say hello to people and try and chat up players and just kind of just check in, see how they're doing, ask them questions. And there's some pretty cool people in our sport, and it's nice to be a part of the family. And we're all out here, trying to make a living, and it's just, when you're out on the court sharing, the ball and just the net, it's just, wow, it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool experience, so I love it.
It takes time, too. Like, if you talk to, like, a lot of the top veterans, like, I played with Hayden for a while, and he was always, like, mad at me because he picked me up when I, like, first came out. Yeah. He's like, damn it, I took, like, 5-6 years to like even start making semifinals. Yeah. Like a guy that's been making semifinals for like over a decade, 15 years now or something. I don't know. So like, I think you lose sight sometimes, like younger players, where you're like, gosh, like, why hasn't it happened already? Like, why am I not at that point? Right. And then you're like, oh, I guess most players go through this, unless you get lucky or whatever. Everyone has their own path, but like, I think it's going to click. And the tour is only getting better. From what I hear, FIVB hears the players' concerns, so 2021 going forward will be a lot better.
That's exciting.
Yeah. There's going to be changes. Yeah. It's supposed to make the players happy, so...
Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. Yeah. Stay tuned. No, but the future of the sport, my point, is like looking really good. And, like, you're in a really good position. So putting in the work now and getting all that experience for when it does take off. Right. It's going to be golden.
Well, it's crazy because, like, reflecting on this year, and it's like, okay, this is I just completed my 4th season with the AVP, a little bit of international. And, like, now that I'm entering my 5th year, it's like, okay, like, I want this year to be amazing, but, like, you just never know where that's going to go. But I'm still so new to the sport. I know that's weird, but like I was kind of late to the game.
I feel so new to the sport.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, wait, I'm like questioning it. Like, am I the old guy? That was
right.
I felt so young before.
Well, now you see all these college kids or these athletes coming out, and they're just like in the AVPs, making, you know, coming through the qualifiers, like getting into semifinals, and it's just like, what? Yeah. And then I question myself, like, well, crap, did I miss the boat? I'm like, well, kind of, but I mean.
But then look at like Gibb and Hayden and all these players in their 40s. Carey.
Yeah, the longevity in the sport is
I think it's just our
gnarly.
sport. Like the window is huge. Yeah. Whereas like a UFC fighters is like that. Yeah. Ours is like, what? 46 is our oldest, 47.
You got Miles Partain.
I thought Jake Gibb was 53.
Jake Gibb's 53 according to
Taylor Krabs.
10 beer Taylor.
That was so funny. Oh my god, that was like trending worldwide.
Yeah. It's too bad that nobody recorded the AVP Players Banquet this year.
I got
Taylor's
a little
speech.
bit.
I got a little taste of it from, because I was in China or Israel.
Oh, Taylor's speech?
I was gone for one of them, but people were putting up videos on Instagram, and it looked like he said more words than he did.
It was, but it took like 15 minutes to say all 15 words.
It was like a solid like 4 minutes. It was like, all right, wrap it up. But yeah, going back to longevity. Jake Gibb, 53.
Segue.
Yeah, there's so much longevity in our sport, and it's just like, now that I'm entering year 5, it's crazy. Like, every year you learn something different. It's funny because I was talking to John Hayden in Australia earlier this year, and he made a comment that like each year there's one takeaway that you like, one big takeaway from your season, and it's just like you just keep adding to your book. Yeah. And it's like, it's not going to happen like that. Some people get it, others don't, but like it takes time. It's like a fine wine, you know? Yeah. I'm into the wine lately this off-season. So, I mean, things take time. Yeah. And there was a moment where, like, I kind of got caught in that. It's like, I want the results now. Like, why am I not doing this? And it's like, you play it at anger. And then it doesn't help. Like, all right, crash and burn, trial and error. Yeah. So that was a big learning curve for me.
Plus, like, being on your own journey. You know? Yeah. It's so easy to compare to everyone around you.
Oh, yeah.
Because, it's like, this guy came in after me, but now he's getting better finishes. Like, it's supposed to be like, you know, I put in my time and now it's my time. Or whatever, you know, you can always compare. Right. And then compare to where you think you're supposed to be and blah, blah, blah. Yeah. But it seems like at the end of every season, you look back and you're like, oh, I gained so much. If you're not comparing to everyone else and blah, 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 blah.
Well, and there's so many positives, too, that you can take away. I mean, results, sometimes we go based off of results, but take that out of it. Like, there's experience there. You get to travel the world, like the people you've met, the dinners you've had.
You've overcome.
You've overcome like huge adversity. Like those are the things that like I kind of reflected on, and then now going into 2020, it's just like, all right, let's just do it again and see how we do. And then it's like, if I'm in this position again, what changes do I need to make on the fly? Yep. But like you said, you kind of have to go through the trenches a little bit to kind of like see the good. And it's just been like such a fun journey to be a part of. And like, that's why longevity for me is something that like you can go forever. I think with beach volleyball, I mean, there are some players on our tour that are doing it and it's possible. And I mean, I was a little late to the game, but not even. It's just, there's just so much you can learn every single day that you step foot into the sand, the gym, watching film, or whatever it is that you want to do.
And if you talk to these older players and they tell you what they did at our age, they're not in the gym for 45 minutes before doing these prehab stretching. Right. And, like, this is stuff that they've learned along the way. Right. Like I said before, Hayden's always telling me, like, oh, you're doing all this stuff now. I should have seen what I was doing at your age, blah, blah. Yeah. So, I mean, the sky's the limit on longevity. Like, logically, we should last longer than the generation before us, and be better too, because we get to grow up watching them, and the generation behind us is going to grow up watching us. Yeah. So who knows? Who's going to hit 50? Hayden might hit it first, but
you think?
Who knows?
It's funny because I
don't think so, but every year I think he's going to retire and he doesn't, so why not?
Yeah, jeez.
I had YouTube just up on my TV today. I was playing like old matches from like 06, and it played a final in, I forget where it was, but Karch was playing in 07 against Rosie. and Gibb in the finals. And it was like, yeah, Karch won his first title in 1979, which is a year before Rosenthal was born.
Oh, wow.
Playing against him in a final in 2007.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we got time.
It sounds like Rosie played against like Babe Ruth, you know, like oh wait, those generations crossed.
That guy played in black and white.
Well, because Jose too, like
we've come a long way.
Like we talked to Jose, and he's played against like he used to play with Ricardo, like, and they like dominated together. But Ricardo's still on tour, so it's just like amazing how long some of these athletes. Jose'd probably still be out there if his hips didn't give out on him.
Yeah.
But he says it. He says, it's because I didn't know all this stretching crap, and I just freaking went out there and just beat my body up at all times. Mm-hmm. He's like, if I would have known like all this stuff you guys are doing, I'd be still playing. Yeah,
that's like been huge. That's why I'm in the gym for 3 hours.
Right, exactly. No, like I'm the exact.
It's not that I'm just in there like doing whatever. Like it takes time. Like those stretches, like they're long and tedious, but like I know that over time, like this is gonna help me.
Yeah.
You know, down the stretch or in a tournament to get to a Sunday, to get to a final, to multiple finals, like whatever the case might be. And I mean, it's just doing the work. Sometimes people don't want to do it, or I'm just in there doing it all the time.
Yeah.
So. But and it's good for your health though too.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just I enjoy it, and you're always just learning about your body, and everyone's body works differently, which is what I'm finding. Like my arm swing is going to be completely different from yours.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it's just how
he's lefty, so.
Oh yeah. Well, see. No. There you go.
I've seen my arm swing.
Yours looks goofy as hell.
Yeah, it's a little goofy. But yeah, I mean, it's just learning how your body moves. I think that's been something that I've been incorporating or working on this off season. So
you mentioned that Hayden said each season you get one big takeaway. Have you figured out what your one big one is yet, or have you not kind of reflected that
I haven't
deeply yet?
It's funny, I haven't really reflected that deep about it, but I think it's just things just take time, and you just have to be patient and find the positive moments. And then learn to embrace that. And like something that I tried to incorporate a little bit this year is like journaling. And someone helped me out with this, and like the word bliss kind of came to mind. And just finding those little moments.
Yeah.
You know, and like really like be present, like be where your feet are, and like take a second when you're out on the court, like look around and like soak it in. Like those moments erase all like the losses or like whatever, just like the hard times and whatnot. And it's pretty neat. I'm like, wow, this is sick.
Yeah.
So I think harnessing that and just really thinking to just kind of enjoy the journey and believe in it and trust what you're doing, and the stuff that I'm putting in the gym, like trust it.
Where do you find those blissful moments? Where do you like see them coming up the most? Is there like kind of a recurring theme there where you're like that's kind of that blissful zone?
Antennas.
Well, antenna, like I swear, the antennas have really helped me just kind of like set the mood for my practice. But then like in a tournament, sometimes it's just like a long rally.
Yeah.
And I might lose the rally, but it's like, what an unbelievable rally we just had. Like we're just, the amount of grit that's just displayed, and just like you're going back and forth, and like the one arm stabs, or the one arm bandit that I like to call it. And it's just, you're just exchanging just point for point. It's just gnarly. And it's just like those moments right there. Or it's like that one scoop you get on like a gnarly swing. It's just like, boop, I'm there. And then you return it. And it's all those little moments. It's just those are like my little wins.
Yeah.
My small strides.
It's fun to see like how much you love volleyball.
Yeah. I dissect it. It's like I do a lot, but I love it. It's just, it makes me happy. I mean, I just love sharing the court with all my competitors. I respect them, and like we're going to war, and it's just whatever happens. But like I love it.
And I know you come from a volleyball family, so you were like in the womb when your mom won a national championship coaching for UCLA, right? Yeah. And then you won a national championship, right?
Right.
And it's like, has this love always been there? Like, or was this something that's like you have had to develop over the years?
I think I've always had it. I remember my mom took me to a tryout or we would always bump on the beach. Like when she was playing, I would shag balls and like we would pepper. I love pepper. So any chance I got to like pepper with my mom, I was like, let's do it. But when I went to that tryout or a clinic, I just was like, whoa, this is so fun. And then ever since I was like 12 or 11, I loved going to practice. I loved my teammates through club. We still connect. We still stay in touch, and I go back and visit my old club. Shout out Wave Volleyball. Gotta give them a shout out. Yeah. But that was like kind of where I fell in love with the game, and then just through college at UCLA, loved it. Won a national championship. Like it's crazy. Like that was so long ago, like 2011.
You ever wear your ring?
I don't. I don't know. I mean,
I always wonder, like, if I won one,
you wear it.
Would I wear it?
Like I wore it, like I guess when I was there. But
well,
then
if
when
you go
I went
back to a game or something. But
I thought like I went.
Beach is a little different than indoor.
Yeah.
You're not like dressing up.
I went to a game earlier this year, and I was like, do I wear it? Do I not? I was like, I didn't know what to do.
Just keep it in my pocket.
I don't want to like flash
you
it.
can throw it on the necklace. That'd be
cool. I wore a UCLA shirt instead, but I don't really wear it. It's in my little drawer, so I look at it from time to time. But the volleyball is it's a big part of who I am, and it's made me the person I am. So
maybe you can put the ring on Friday when we play Notre Dame.
Oh yeah.
Ooh. I hope they lose. No, I don't care. I hate both.
Yeah, Trojan.
I don't like either team.
Oh my gosh.
Just thought there was an opening there to jab at UCLA.
Side on, I'm just kidding. Sorry, Bruins. I'm a Bruin at heart. A clubs for days, yeah. So they're going to the tournament. Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm excited to watch them play.
And Mac May, Player of the Year for the Pac-12.
Yeah, that's huge. Cool. It's been a while since I think a Bruin has been.
25 years.
Whoa.
Jeez.
Shout out to Mac May. Congrats. Giving you an A clap.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's huge for our program. So.
Yeah, so you got out to one game this year. Like, do you ever miss indoor? Or, well, I guess maybe the team aspect of it?
When I went to watch them play Stanford earlier this year, I was like, I miss the team aspect. I miss playing for the university and having that, the group of girls. Like, that's why Doha was so fun. It's like, I'm a part of a team again. But when I'm watching the indoor, I'm like, wow, like, my knees just, like, cringe. I don't know if I could, like, keep up.
Yeah.
Like, the ball comes pretty fast. Some of those girls can hit hard.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And the ball, like, I've been playing with the beach ball, so it's a little different, a little lighter. But, like, that ball's way heavier. And, like, I give privates on the side, so it's a little different, but... I don't know. I thought about, like, maybe, like, should I, like, go buy some knee pads? And, like, buy some court shoes and go play?
I still got it.
Yeah, no. I mean, I loved it, and I think now beach is, like, kind of my new... It's my thing. It's my jam.
Yeah. Seems like it.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
I miss that team aspect of it, too.
Yeah.
Like, remember running out and just, like, having the crowd, but then you come together, it's, like, 6 people and, like, a whole team. I feel like it's, like, on beach you have one guy... And, like, everybody else is your enemy. Like, every other player in the tent, your whole national team.
Right.
We're all cordial. But
you're all fighting,
there's no team aspect besides your one person. Mm-hmm. And you better get along with that one person.
It's funny, like, at AVP, sometimes when, like, you see the matchup, like, the people playing into you, you're, like, rooting really hard for one team to win because you really don't want to play the other team. And when they win, they're like, all right, great job. Now I hate you.
Yeah, right, exactly.
You have to switch gears quickly, yeah.
Yeah, totally.
It's such an interesting culture, like the beach. Because it's like you said, it's not like we have a team of, 12 or...
Yeah. I wish we did. We talk about it all the time. All the events that we wish we had.
Yeah.
But, like, it'd be cool to do, like, a USA versus the world kind of thing. Or, like... something like that, or like a college system.
I would love that.
Oh, like do like dual matches? No,
we're gonna do a SANDCAST, just tourney.
We're gonna have the SANDCAST Cup.
SANDCAST Cup.
What's the purse?
That's what I meant to say.
The people want to know.
We're gonna call Wilson and Pacific Coast Wealth Management.
Yeah, perfect. Sign us up.
We're taking donations. We'll start a what is that? GoFundMe.
The purse is pride.
Yeah, that too. Bragging rights. Love that.
Go fund us.
Well, that's
maybe the McKibbins will make a YouTube video out of it.
Yes, that would be amazing. A forest. I hope the forest things becomes a thing.
Yeah,
it used to be.
Everyone had a blast.
Yeah,
it was a tour before. Pro
that's right.
tour.
So that'd be kind of fun to make it back.
Yeah,
but it's funny. Everyone's kind of incorporating that into their off season. I think a little bit. from what I've seen on Instagram.
You're still like on the sand and like you're still doing skillful things, but it's not serious.
No,
Like, you're probably not going to be going 2,000%. Like,
no.
And be crashing into poles diving for balls.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's a good time. I love it.
So you're going to get things started up around January or so, back in sand?
Yeah, I think the plan is to kind of start practice, whatever that first week of January is, and then kind of go from there, because February, that first tournament is... Yeah. It'll come up quick.
Yeah.
So...
Do you have a coach?
We've kind of been working with Gustavo a little bit, but right now we're kind of just doing stuff on our own, and then we may or may not have to have a conversation, kind of see where that looks like going forward into 2020. Ideally, yes, we would like a coach, but sometimes it's just you don't find one financially. It's hard.
Yeah, coaching is expensive.
Yeah, it is expensive. So, but whatever coach we land with, we'll see what happens. But yeah, we're just gonna figure it out.
Do you have like a goal setting process like before a season? You kind of mentioned that you want to get international, so you have points ready to go into the next quad. Yeah. Like, I didn't know if long term the Olympics is something that you're shooting for, if you have anything more short term.
Yeah, so it's like I have a couple goals lined up for 2020, and I have them listed out, and we'll kind of see if I can hit that. Like, one is to win a tournament, AVP, and then get on the world tour, kind of establish yourself there, get a couple points, and kind of just work your way up, and then set yourself up for the next quad and what that looks like, and then be on the FIVB full time, and then just work towards 2024.
Love it.
And the next couple quads. So yeah, you kind of have to like break it down. It's like it takes time, like a 3-year plan, 10-year plan.
Right.
Day. What's today's goal?
Right. Yeah.
Make breakfast. Like it's just little mini goals. So I've been kind of doing that a little bit, and like I have a journal and lots of journals. I just write things down and take notes.
Yeah.
And just kind of prepare. But then, like you said, you kind of have to, like, go put yourself in those situations. Yeah. Learn from it. Kind of get punched in the face a little bit, whatnot. But I think it toughens you up and it gives you experience.
For sure.
And that's why, like, Jake Gibb and, like, Kerry Walsh and John Hayden, like, they can play for so long because they're just... I don't know. I think they do it a smart way.
They know themselves extremely well.
Yeah, and they know it works, and
exactly
they have that experience, and
they know how much work it takes to do it, and it doesn't matter what everyone else is going to put in. Because like Hayden knows that when I was younger, I feel like I'm telling so many Hayden stories about the same.
No, I love it. I'm like making mental notes. It's great.
No, but he'd be in the gym. For example, we finished a season, like a gnarly season, and I was like, okay, I'm going out tonight, and I'm not doing anything for like however long. And then he's in the gym the next morning, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like, what is your deal? He's like, dude, when I was your age, I was doing what you're doing. If I was you right now, I'd be doing what you're doing. You need to go party and have fun, but I'm doing what I got to do. I was like, oh, see you later.
Yeah. Well, some of those players, like, they're.
But I respect it. It's crazy.
And they're good teachers. I mean, what they've been doing, obviously, it's been working because, they're still killing it. Mm-hmm. It's just unreal. Yeah. So there definitely is something there, and it's just like you kind of have to find what works best for you. Yeah. Like, I think that's been something that I've been trying to figure out a little bit this off season. I mean, you compare and contrast yourself to other players, but. You know your body the best. Yeah. And the way in which I diet or the way in which I work out, sleep, whatever, it might not work for you, or I might not work the other way from someone else. So it's a lot of trial and error. Yeah. Half the time we don't know what we're doing. Right. But it's been a good learning experience, and I'm just trying to like grow and be better.
The journaling and stuff too is
that helps, huge. And it's therapeutic.
Exactly. You got to get it out of your head, so it's not just like bouncing around in there.
Yeah.
I need to do that more.
It's like my favorite
really need
habit that I picked up the last 2 years is journaling.
Damn it.
Yeah, you do a really good job. You're a really good writer.
She reads your journals.
It's therapeutic.
I don't read your journal. I read your articles that you put out on Twitter.
Yeah, your last two journals have been great.
Yeah, I know.
We got coffee journal sessions.
We go get coffee, we get jazz, and we exchange journals and proofread. Highlight. Oh my gosh, no. But yeah. To all the listeners, get a journal, write it down.
Yeah.
Write things down.
For sure.
I think about it, and I know it's a good idea, but I'm like, I get that? I think I got it in my head. And then 10 seconds later, it's gone. I'm like, oh, damn it, I definitely need a journal.
Yeah. The best to journal is like when you're on a plane up in the air and you're just stuck.
Yeah.
So
I think like
write stuff down.
Flying back from a tournament too. That's one time when I'm like, because I'm like so frustrated or stoked on something that happened. I feel like I learned something that worked or like that didn't work, and I'll write like bullet points down like blah 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 post this tournament, and then I can go back to it on my phone and be like, oh yeah, I remember that tournament and how I went there, and then I corrected it by doing this mentally or whatever. You know, I have like good notes from like even this year with that kind of stuff, because like we're working with a sports psych and world champs. I was kind of in the tank. Oh no, we were playing good, but we didn't start well. And then I like was working on some stuff, had some mental tricks I went in with, and then just like switched and we went on a roll. And I was like, I better write that stuff down. Like that was gold.
Yeah.
But then the next tournament you use that, and then there's something else you learn, like a tweak. So you're like, gotta write that down.
Right. You're always trying to improve, I feel. Mm-hmm. So those takeaways are huge, and I think you can't overlook that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I took a 17th. Well, shoot, I have to play better. But it's like, why did you take a 17th?
Right.
Let's dissect it.
Yeah.
What did you do at this point? What did you eat? How did you sleep?
Yeah.
Did you go out to dinner? Like, all the little details, like, they do add up.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's crazy. I mean, I'm sure everyone knows that, but like, sometimes we just forget.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like when you're up in the clouds and it's just like, well, crap, it's just like a long laundry list of things. And it's just, there's been tears, there have been like punches to the chair in front of me. So
don't punch things.
No, just a little tap. Okay.
As I'm rubbing out
just working out my feelings.
Literally been rubbing out my scar tissue from my broken hand.
One more inch.
Yeah, just like, oh. Yeah. I think the plane, like, I remember coming home from like the 16-hour flight. That was rough, but you just like reflect. And that's, I think, the best time to reflect. And then as soon as you land in LA, it's just like, all right, I'm ready to tackle it. Let's go.
Yeah.
I love that feeling.
Yeah. It's fun to see because, like, you know, everyone uses a journal for such a different purpose. Like, I don't know if you've seen Free Solo.
Yeah.
But, like, Alex Honnold's like, all right, left pinky here, right thumb there. And he, like, just charts every last move. Then you were talking about these subtle improvements you can make. Then a lot of times, like, I'll use it, like, if I'm ever frustrated, I'll look back at old ones and be like, where I was a year ago today. I'm like, okay, progress was actually made.
Right.
And it really helps. Like, everyone you get something different out of it. It's great.
Yeah. Do you ever go back and, like, reread your articles?
It can be kind of painful sometimes.
You should do it.
I'll have to do it. I'm like, why did I write that? Should have wrote that. Like, comma should have been there. I get kind of critical of articles. But, like, journals, you just, like, it's just a mind dump. So you don't really...
Yeah, that's true. But journaling has been very helpful. A lot.
Every time I've went to reread the book, I, like, get to the first page. I'm like, I can't look at this thing.
So that was my foreword. Thanks a lot, dude. Throw me under the bus. What's the deal?
Oh my gosh, rough.
I read the first few pages and I'm like, this sucks.
This is just what?
Did I really write? Oh no, Try wrote this. All right. Okay, great.
Okay, read one more thing about Hawaii.
We know you're from Hawaii.
Oh my gosh. We know you get Kona brew. We know. Oh, I love it. The banter is so good.
Oh Lord.
Any big Christmas plans for you?
Nothing is on the agenda as of now. I'm pretty much here. I might go home to San Diego with the fam. I'd like to get up to the snow since there's been some rain.
Yeah.
But
it dumped.
Well,
big.
You don't want to get stuck there.
Yeah, I don't want to do that because I'm not a very experienced snow person. So I'd like to go see it though, just to kind of like get the mind right, just to kind of see something.
You seem
different.
like you love the mountains too. You just kind of have that personality.
I know, and like I wanna go camping and do all these trips, but obviously I don't have the luxury to do that. I mean, because what I'm doing right now with like my time in the gym, all that, like I kind of want to prep for that. But I think long term, once I'm done playing, and I'd like to go on a couple trips in the mountains, and kind of just see the world. Do that.
Well, the beauty of California is that you can surf and snowboard in the same day.
Yeah, that's crazy.
If you really
what is it?
want
Big
to.
Bear's like 2 hours away.
2 hours.
Yeah.
I'd like to get up there because there's snow and just whether it's for a day or whatever.
Yeah.
I'd like to go make a
little
snowman
weekend
or something.
Go make a snowman, drive back.
Like I've seen the snow maybe like a handful of times. So
yeah.
it would be nice to kind of just go see something different.
For sure.
Kind of just clear the head and kind of get ready.
Yeah.
I need to do the same.
You want to go?
Partner!
Let's go!
You went to Kai's. Was it snowing up there?
No. So it was freezing. It was like 19 degrees. And we had like all the Groms like packed into our place the whole time. So like by the time I came up for air and looked outside, like, oh wow, this is beautiful forest, I was leaving. And then the snow came, and there was like 10 feet since then. Like my sister's house is 100% buried.
Oh my gosh.
No exaggeration. And I was just there, and there was no snow in sight. Clear skies.
Yeah.
So like Cali is kind of nuts. And
Cali's wild
right now. Yeah. But I'm going to Hawaii, and I'm going to go live the ocean life.
Yeah.
And
go see Pipe. You're gonna go surf that.
I am. I'm hoping the Pipe Masters doesn't run before I get there.
Oh.
World Championship on the line.
That's on the bucket list for me, to see Pipe, and huge.
Are you a surfer?
Let's go.
No, I mean I can. I like to think I'm a surfer. I watch a lot of surfing videos. But
all winter.
It's freezing. I don't have a wetsuit.
Yeah. I said you use
here,
the lingo like,
here.
I want to see Pipe. Are you a surfer?
No, I wish I was.
I got an extra wetsuit.
You have an extra? I'm goofy footed, but I can only go one way on the wave.
Yeah.
But then, like, I can't navigate around the people, so I'm not.
That was terrifying to me.
Yeah.
So Hawaii was
Speed
the first
bumps.
time that I surfed, and like people were in the way. And I was like, I can't change direction.
It's like I don't know where the board's doing. I can't stop. Just like ding, 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 hit all the heads. Like ding, board after board. Like sorry.
Oh yeah.
Put it on my tab. Oh wait, I can't do that. Just like carries it all the way in. I'm out. Deuces. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'd like to surf, but yeah.
It's hard in the South Bay too. Like you don't want shore break when you're like learning how to surf, because then you just
eat it.
Yeah, if it pitches, you're going straight into the sand.
Yeah, like that just sounds like a disaster.
You practice in like the beginners.
Oh yeah,
number
like
one
you
spot
can't
of
pick
the
a better
world.
spot to practice.
Yeah, except for the tourists.
Waikiki.
Where in
And
Waikiki?
speed bumps.
What did you say? Waikiki?
Waikiki?
Out in Waikiki.
That's the best place to learn right there. It's like the wave that goes forever.
It's good.
That would be fun.
Yeah, so I was pretty spoiled.
Yeah. I can't wait. Oh man.
Right, Cal, we've kept you here for a while. We appreciate you bearing with our sound issues at first.
Okay.
Just got to witness some of our technological expertise.
We're learning something every day.
Exactly.
We're on phantom
I broke
mode.
the mic just sitting down. I'm just kidding.
Our big takeaway this year is that we still don't know how to use technology.
That's all good. Well, thank you for having me here. It's been a pleasure.
Yeah. Well, we do have one question that we ask every guest, but we're going to switch up the questions. So we're going to start a new question. You're going to be the first.
Oh, gosh.
So our old question...
She already answered the old one anyway.
Yeah.
What would you tell for upcoming kids?
Yeah. And
Okay.
the answers are getting kind of repetitive, so we're switching it up to what is your why in beach volleyball?
Oh, that's a good one.
Jordan Chang asked me that, and I was like... It hit me right in the feel, so I was like, all right.
What is your
gotta ask
why?
that.
It's like,
I feel
why
like
do you do
answered
what you
it like
do?
4 times already this podcast, but go for it.
What do you think it is? Do you have an answer for me? I think, why do I do what I do? Or what is my why? I just love the sport of volleyball. I think it kind of brings me joy. It's made me the person I am. And I just love stepping out on the court and sharing, the game with everyone and anyone. Your why is very important, too. I think that's a funny question because now I'm like just going to dissect it. But I think your why is always ever-changing, too. Like, you could have something, but you can always build off it. So I think that's something that I'm kind of learning as well. And I think why I do what I love, it's just I just love the sport.
Yeah.
And, like, I just want to play it for as long as I can and hopefully inspire, the up-and-coming, athletes out of college or whoever it is to just go out there and have fun playing volleyball. Do what you love.
Love it.
I have a quote on my board. It says, or on my wall, it says, do what you love and love what you do. So I guess maybe that's my why.
Might be able to put that back on here whenever we get new chalk.
Yeah, sounds good.
Cal, thanks for coming on.
Of course.
We're going to have like a jazz.
We're so jazzed.
So jazzed.
Absolutely. Anytime, whoever wants to get jazzed and get coffee, let me know.
I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. I'm so jazzed. Jeez.
My energy's just
I didn't even
flowing
drink
off
my
you.
Monster Hydro. Blue Light.
There you go. Perfect. Cool.
Love it.
All right, Cal, have a great Christmas. Great to see you again.